Beautiful. You don't need a sugar daddy. You need a strategy. All right, yesterday I dropped a 100% complimentary Dream Life Archetype Quiz, and so many of you amazing ladies have already taken the quiz and you've told me what your archetype is. And I'm like, oh, this is so juicy. So if you want a strategy to create your dream life, I want you to keep watching. So in my video that I made yesterday, we were talking about feminine money, pleasure money, how women want to feel good when they make money. And I also always tell you guys, you need a strategy to create your dream life. And not only do you need a strategy to create your dream life, but you need money. So I thought today we should do something fun. Let's talk about these archetypes. So I brought them up. I have them with us. And I want you guys, before you start the video, pause, take the archetype quiz because you need to know your archetype if you're going to participate in this video. I'm going to be giving you guys 5 different strategies, 5 different ways that you would make money with your personality type. So the quiz that I dropped, the link is in the description. It's also going to be pinned in the comments. Take the quiz. It's a complimentary quiz. And I created it because I realized we're not all the same, okay? Some of us are this and some of us are that. And so you can't get a one-size-fits-all strategy, but nevertheless, you need a strategy to create your dream life. We don't need to manipulate men. We don't need to ask them for their money and sprinkle our way through the town. Though it's fun, though we love that life for us, let's create a dream life strategy so that we can be in control of our lives, of how we make money and how we feel about how we make money. All right. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So for those of you guys who haven't already, download the quiz. This is what it looks like when you download it. And it's going to just ask you a few questions. And then you're going to figure out what your archetype is. It's going to be linked below. Get it now, and then we're going to talk strategy. Okay, so assuming that you took the quiz, and maybe if you watch the video and then take the quiz after the video, so you can just like see, what do I feel like is my archetype? What is my vibe? What is my energy? What's my personality type? And based on your personality type, I'm going to give you guys a strategy. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I pulled out the archetypes and I'm going to show them to you as I give you the strategy. So the very first archetype is the dreamer. Do you guys like these images? I thought they were so fun. This was a really fun thing to create. So this is the dreamer. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the dreamer so you can determine, does this describe you or not? And then I'm going to give you a strategy for the dreamer. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, the dreamer. The dreamer is full of ideas and creativity, but she struggles to take aligned action. She shines when she is inspired, but her challenge is follow through. Okay, she has the gift of vision, she's artsy, she's creative. Okay, but the problem for the dreamer is, does she know how to bring her dreams into reality? So you might resonate with this archetype, the dreamer, if you are somebody who is always having ideas after ideas after ideas after ideas. You never run out of ideas. However, you have a hard time executing on your ideas. So the problem with the dreamer, let's go back. The problem with the dreamer is she's got brilliant ideas. She's so creative. She's so incredible, but she never brings her ideas into reality. Therefore, she is financially struggling because she always has ideas, but she doesn't bring them into fruition. So here is going to be the strategy if you are a dreamer. And again, take the archetype quiz so you can find out what your archetype is. That's going to help you to pick the strategy for you. Okay, so if you are the dreamer, you see a luxurious life in your mind. You desire to have a luxurious mind or a luxurious life, but you don't always know how to get there. Okay, money feels dreamy to you, but it feels very distant. So with a dreamer, she's really good at thinking about, ooh, how good can life be? How good can money be? How juicy incredible can life get? But she can never get there Because she doesn't ground ideas into reality. So this is a strategy if you are a dreamer, okay? So what is blocking her is that she has amazing ideas, but she freezes because she doesn't have structure and she's not good with execution. So the strategy, if you are a dreamer, is to focus on choosing one income idea at a time and commit to it. Okay, for the dreamer, commitment is so important. Okay, because the dreamer is like, oh, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? She's got shiny object syndrome, and we love that for her. She's allowed to have all the shiny, beautiful things that she wants. However, if you do not take action, if you do not execute on your amazing, incredible, wonderful ideas, you never get anywhere. And so if you are a dreamer, to create your dream life, you are going to focus on choosing one income goal and committing to that one income goal. And you're also going to want to take baby steps. That's the best way for a dreamer to take action on their goals. Baby steps, because the dreamer gets overwhelmed. Why? Because you're always constantly being bombarded with idea after idea after idea after idea. And there's nothing wrong with having lots of ideas, but if you never focus on one, you never get the outcome you desire. So that is a strategy for the dreamer. If you are a dreamer, pick one income stream idea and commit to it. And then another tip for dreamers is you want to use a vision board to plan out the steps of what you need to do, because the problem with dreamers is there's no follow through, right? Okay. So that is the first thing. And you guys take the quiz, and then maybe if you want to have a conversation about how we can help you specifically based on your archetype, I think that would be helpful. All right, so that was the dreamer. The reason why the dreamer can't get what she wants in life pertaining to money is because she needs follow through. She needs execution. Chantel says, hey Chantel, welcome to the chat. You know, I love seeing Chantel in the chat. Chantel says, dang, I almost missed the stream. I just watched your last video a few hours ago, but this is so real. I made it for my archetype. Amazing. Oh, I have to, okay, so this is really fun. Why I love this so much. So yesterday I dropped the Dream Life Archetype Quiz in the chat. Or not in the chat, I'm sorry, in Dream Life Academy. And some of the girls started writing out or messaging me and saying, Nija, my archetype is this, my archetype is that. And I'm like, oh my God, I understand you so much more now. So Chantel had the dreamer for one of her archetypes, but she also had the drifter. So I'm so happy that you made it to hear the dreamer. And if you stick around or catch the replay, we will get into the drifter. But Chantel, let me know. Is that helpful? Was that helpful? Learning about the dreamer, learning or realizing that might be your personality type, and then creating a strategy based on that personality type? Let me know. Okay, next we have the doer. All right, let me tell you about the doer so you can find out, is this your archetype? And again, take the quiz so you don't have to guess. You can know for sure. Okay, the doer. The doer, she wants it all, okay? She wants it all. She wants to do all the things. She's hyper ambitious. She executes on her ideas. She's really good at making plans, making to-do lists. She's really good at loading up her to-do list. But the problem with the doer is, and I'm sorry guys, I did it a little bit out of order, but that's okay. The problem with the doer is that she doesn't know how to rest. Therefore, she loads up her schedule with things that have nothing to do with the life that she's trying to create. So instead of prioritizing working on her goals, she just puts as many things as possible on her to-do list that has nothing to do with her goals. She completely wastes all her time and all of her energy doing things that do not pertain to the life that she's trying to create at all. And so that's not good for her, right? And so how does the doer feel about money? She is all about it, okay? She chases her goals, she hits her milestones, she builds like a boss. Does that sound like you? But sometimes she makes making money how can I say this? The doer doesn't always take into account how she feels about how she makes money. She grinds, hustles, but she's not in alignment with how she makes money. She's on the hamster wheel. She refuses to get off the hamster wheel, and then she ends up getting burnt out and feeling miserable about life, okay? So the thing that blocks the doer is burnout, okay? She is a people pleaser because she thinks if she does all the things for people that they will love her so much. She doesn't have time for her family, so she kind of neglects her relationships and things like that, okay, her productivity leads to a lack of joy. So you might see this in your own reality if you were working on your brand or your business or whatever thing that you do, and it's no longer enjoyable. When the things you do are no longer enjoyable and you're a doer, it's because you're doing things that have nothing to do with your goal. So you're basically wasting your time and you're wasting your energy, and you might make money, but you will burn out. So there's no longevity. Okay. So, Chantel says, I want to study more to figure out how to apply it better for me. Oh yeah, we can definitely talk about that, Chantel. I'm still doing the 30-day challenge. Okay, amazing. I'm trying to add things on steadily as I get more accustomed to successfully adding things onto my plate to put into my daily life and care. I love that so much, Chantel. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't put down the 30-day challenge yet either. I'm still like working on things in there, so I definitely feel you on that. All right, so here's the strategy if you are a doer, okay? Your strategy is to pause and reflect. So if you resonate with the doer archetype, when it comes to money, you need to spend time not doing, but strategizing. That looks like you sitting down with a pen and paper, writing at the top of the paper, this is what I want, this is my goal, and then listing out the steps to get it. Now, when you go to your daily to-do list, we're only focusing on the steps. We're not making up random things and pulling them out of thin air to add to our to-do list, because the doer is great at doing, but she's not doing the right things, okay? So if you're trying to make your dream life money and you're a doer, the strategy for making your dream life money is to pause, reconnect with how you feel, and then build an offer or a routine that actually supports your dream life. Meaning that you're creating products and services that you feel aligned with. You're not just making stuff because you're like, oh, this is popular, people will love this. Wrong. Don't do that. If you're a doer, don't do that. Okay. That is the strategy for a doer. Stop loading up your to-do list and focus on what the goal is, and only do tasks pertaining to the goal. Okay. All right. Here is the next archetype. That was the doer. All right. The next archetype is the doubter. She's a cutie pie. Okay. So here's the doubter. I wish I could like leave these up for you guys while I read them, but I don't have them prepared, so I have to kind of do it like this. Okay, so if you are a doubter, I'll explain the archetype and then I will tell you your money strategy if you are a doubter. Okay. So the doubter, you're wise, you're deep, you're well studied. Your biggest battle is the nagging voices in your mind. Okay, so if you're a doubter, you probably have a lot of negative self-talk. You might struggle with having confidence or trusting yourself and trusting your intuition. You might also be a people pleaser because you doubt yourself and you try to make other people happy. The way that a doubter thinks, she always says, I'm not ready yet. So when amazing opportunities come up or when you have an incredible idea, the thing that holds a doubter back is saying, I'm not ready yet. So you delay your success because you don't trust yourself. Okay. So you doubt your skills, you doubt your gifts, you doubt your worthiness, even though you are clearly talented. All right. Does this resonate with anybody? What holds you back if you are a doubter is negative self-talk, a lack of confidence, and comparison to other people. So you might find yourself comparing yourself to other people. That is a sign that you could be a doubter. But not to worry, we're going to help you break through. So the way that you're going to break through is that you don't need to fix everything to start, and you need to trust yourself. Okay. So the way that the doubter is going to make money, so if you are a doubter, take the archetype quiz to find out if you're a doubter. So how the doubter feels about money is she really wants it. She really, 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 really wants it. But she feels guilty about receiving it. So if you ever feel guilty about receiving money, you might be a doubter. Why does a doubter feel like weird about receiving money? She doesn't know if she's worthy of it. She doesn't know if she can hold on to it. She might not know what to do with it when she gets it. You know, like she's the type of person in business who creates the offer but won't share the offer because she is afraid that it's not good enough, people won't buy it, they won't like her, whatever the case may be. They'll see right through her. She has imposter syndrome, whatever the case may be. So if you find yourself being a doubter, what is blocking you is overthinking. You make the thing and then you don't put it out because you're overthinking. You have the idea, but you don't act on the idea because you're overthinking. You are afraid of judgment, aka you're afraid to be seen. So the reason why the doubter doesn't make money is because she's afraid to show up online. She is doubting herself, she's doubting her presence, and her audience can feel the energy of her self-doubt and her self-judgment and her lack of confidence, and that affects her. Therefore, she doesn't want to show up on the internet or wherever in her business, whatever, right? And so she stays stuck because she has analysis paralysis instead of acting. And why does that happen? Because she is afraid that she's going to be judged, or she's going to doubt herself, or she's afraid she's going to do something wrong. So if you are a doubter, your strategy when it comes to making money so you can create your dream life is to start small with daily self-trust rituals. What does that look like? Telling yourself that you're going to complete this little small task, and when you do that, you gain a little bit more confidence in yourself. So the thing that the doubter needs is to build confidence in herself. She doesn't currently trust herself. She doesn't currently trust her ability. So if you struggle with that, the way and the strategy for you is to do small baby step tasks that make you build confidence in yourself. Okay? Another strategy for you if you're a doubter is to sell or share something before it's fully ready. So doubters deal with perfectionism, meaning that, and that's what they say. They're like, "Oh, I'm just a perfectionist." But it's not that you're a perfectionist. You feel that nothing that you ever do is good enough, therefore you never put your stuff out there. It's good enough. So what you need to do to overcome this is your strategy. Start pitching before it's done. Start pitching before you're ready. If you're a doubter in business and you're trying to make money, start pitching before it's ready. What does that look like? So if you have an idea that you want to create this ebook that's going to help people with X, Y, and Z, before you finish writing the ebook, you need to go ahead and start telling people about it. Or if it's a course that you're working on, before you drop the course, before you finish the course, you need to tell people, "Oh, I'm working on this." Why? Because they're going to keep you accountable to put the thing out, okay? Doubters doubt themselves, therefore they don't show up. If you start before you're ready, you are going to get a lot farther as a doubter, okay? And then telling people what you want and what you're working on is going to help to hold you accountable, okay? So if you're always second guessing yourself, even when you're clearly talented, this might be you. All right. All right, here's the next archetype. Let's see who's next on our list. Hopefully this is helpful for you guys. I was trying to think about how I can explain how to help people, but I'm like, everybody's so different. Everybody does so many different things and they have so many different personalities. So how can we give people a strategy based on their personality type? Okay, the next personality type I'm going to go over is the drifter. This is the drifter. All right, I'll explain the drifter to you. The drifter is a go with the flow kind of gal, okay? She doesn't like routine. She doesn't like too much structure. She likes to wake up and do what she wants in the morning. She kind of just like, she wants to do what she wants to do when she wants to do it. So let's break down a little bit more about this archetype, and then we will explain her strategy if you find yourself being a drifter. Okay, so your personality type as a drifter, you're intuitive, you're fluid, you go with the flow, and you believe that life will guide you. But without a clear vision and direction, you often end up spinning circles and you are following paths that don't actually serve you. Okay, so you will see sometimes drifters, let's see, how can I describe a drifter? They are not really grounded. So it is hard for them to stick to routines and to stick to schedules because they really do go based off of how they feel. Okay, the way that drifters think is, I'll know it when I see it. Maybe I'll feel inspired today. So instead of waking up knowing that, you know what, I'm going to live on purpose and do what I need to do today, they'll say, well, how do I feel today? And if they don't feel like it, they won't, right? And so you're in tune with your energy and your vibes, but you're a little bit lackadaisical when it comes to your goals and goal setting. So here's a strategy if you find yourself being a drifter. let's see. So your strategy for the drifter is going to be, so I'll tell you how you feel about money first as a drifter. You want financial freedom, but you don't have a clear path. Probably because drifters tend to start a lot of things. We do a lot of start and stop, start and stop, start and stop, right? Drifters like, you know what? I think today I want to learn how to crochet. And the next day the drifter's like, you know what? I think today I want to learn how to work on cars. And then the drifter's like, you know what? I think today I want to study marine biology. And it's like, you never get very far down one path because you're so fascinated and excited about everything. And that's a great thing. However, when it comes to money, you never commit to one thing, and that is a problem. So, how the drifter feels about money is that she wants financial freedom, but she doesn't have a clear path to it. Money feels random. Sometimes it flows and sometimes it disappears. Okay, so what blocks you if you were a drifter is lack of consistency, avoiding structure, and waiting for a sign. We do this all the time. We are like, we'll see 222 on the clock. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go. Or you'll see your birthday pop up. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go. You will, walk outside and a bumblebee will fly past your face and you're like, oh my gosh, that was a sign. Now I'm ready to act. But we can't always wait until the signs show up to begin acting. If you're going to create your dream life, you have to commit to whatever it is that it takes to create your dream life. Okay, so if you are a drifter, your strategy is to pick one offer, one platform, and one goal for at least 30 days and stay down the road for 30 days. So if you're a drifter, your problem is commitment. You don't commit to your ideas, you don't commit to the execution of your ideas, and you do not follow through with the things that you need to do because there's so many things that excite you about life. You're like, I'll just do this, I'll just do that, I'll just do this, I'll just do that. What is that saying? Master of all, master of none. What is it? I can't remember how it goes, but essentially saying that if you're trying to become a master at everything, you're really becoming a master at nothing. So the drifter has it's not depth, it's like she goes wide, not deep. Okay, if you want to start being successful as a drifter, if that's your archetype, you need to start going deeper. Okay, deeper into your business, deeper into your product creation, committing to your platform or social media platform if you need to. Commit, 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 commit. So if you're a drifter, your word is commit. All right, and we have one last archetype to share, I think. Yep, we have one last archetype. So let me show you our last archetype. Let's see. All right, the last archetype is the damsel. I like her. Honestly, I was expecting me to get a little bit of damsel vibes because I don't know, I think she's kind of cool, but I'm not a damsel. That's not what my thing came out to be. I'll tell you what mine came out to be at the end of this, okay? Actually, maybe you guys can guess and I'll also tell you. Okay, so the damsel. I'll tell you a little bit about her and then I will give you a strategy if you resonate with the damsel archetype. So her personality is she is empathic, she's sensitive, she's deeply connected to others. She desires love and support and emotional safety. Okay, but the downfall of the damsel is she is always waiting on other people to make her dreams come true. She is always waiting on other people to show up for her, to rescue her, to tell her to go, to move. And so what holds the damsel back is fear of being alone or doing it alone. She is incredibly codependent on other people's opinions or validations, and she believes that she's not capable without help. This causes her to play small and stay comfortable where she's at. So you need to leave your comfort zone if you are a damsel. You have to leave your comfort zone. So let me give you a strategy if you find yourself to be a damsel, how the damsel can make money. So the title of this video was actually inspired by the damsel, because you will notice a lot of women who want sugar daddies or to date really men with money because maybe they don't want to make the money, they want the man to make the money. Okay, cool. That is damsel energy. It's saying that I don't believe that I can do it on my own, so I will wait for somebody else to do it. And so that's why this video is, you don't need a sugar daddy, you need a strategy. So if you are a damsel, listen up. So, how the damsel feels about money. She's used to getting money from other people. Usually, she waits for other people to fulfill her needs. Okay. She desires abundance, but often feels like someone else has to help her get there. So, what does that look like? It looks like instead of getting serious about learning a skill or using her gifts to make money, she is looking for partnership to support her. Again, once upon a time, I used to be a damsel. Okay. So she desires abundance, but she thinks that somebody else has to give it to her. She may avoid making financial decisions or fully claiming her power. What does this look like in real life? Sometimes like women who will make the excuse, well, I'm not really good with money. I'll just let my husband handle it. Or I'm not really good with this. I'll let my husband or my partner handle it. That is damsel energy. You have to know how to take care of yourself, even if your partner does predominantly take care of things, because what happens when your significant other passes away or leaves you behind? You will have to learn how to do these things and know how to do these things, right? And so you have to get good with money if you're a damsel, not just asking for it, because a damsel is so good with asking for money. If you've ever met a damsel, it is somebody who's just so good at asking for money. It's not hard for them to ask for money. Why? Because they feel like other people's money belong to them. And I love that for them, right? But it's like you have to be willing to put in work and effort for what you want in life if you're a damsel. So, what blocks a damsel is fear of being alone, waiting to be saved, lack of belief in her own leadership. All right, so if you find yourself being a damsel, the strategy for you to help you to make money doing what you love is to start creating one small income stream that's yours. So these all kind of sound similar, but what's really most important for the damsel is that she is in control of her money. She needs to be in control of how she makes money. So for the damsel, when it comes to how you make money, you need to be in control of how you make money. Okay, you need to be creating the income source. You need to decide what you want to sell that you think is valuable. And you're going to do this to prove to yourself that you don't need to be rescued and that you are fully capable of taking care of yourself and being secure in yourself. Okay, so if you're always waiting for the right mentor, partner, or opportunities to save you, this might be your sign that if you're a damsel, you have to take yourself seriously. You have to show up for yourself. You have to exercise your internal power because it's there. How do we know it's there? Because a damsel is really good at getting other people to do things for them. So you've got influence, you've got persuasion power. You want to use that persuasion power to create income for yourselves. And honestly, of all the archetypes, I really see the damsel being one of the most powerful because she's got that superpower of persuasion. And so you don't have to manipulate men and have a sugar daddy to make money if you're a damsel. Okay, use that power of persuasion and persuade people into your offers. You're going to be fantastic at that. All right, so those are the 5 archetypes. Again, I want you guys to take the archetype quiz in the comments below. Let me know what your dream life archetype is. And I told you guys at the end I was going to tell you my archetype, so I will do that now. I don't know if I accidentally slipped it out yet or not, but my archetype, the one that I received when I took the quiz, was the, let's act like it's America's Next Top Model. And the voting is in, and the answer is I think I might have already told you this. So when I took the quiz, it said that I was a doer, which I can resonate with. I think I definitely do a lot of busy work, and that can be my downfall. So sometimes I'm doing things that have nothing to do with my goals or what I'm trying to achieve. So I'm like, okay, I can accept that. I definitely get that. So I want you guys to take the personality quiz so you can find out what your dream life archetype is, and then keep coming back to the channel because we're going to be talking about feminine money, how women should make money to feel good, and just different strategies so that we can feel good about how we make money so that we can create our dream life. Remember, you need money to create your dream life. Okay, you need it. And not only do you need money to create your dream life, you need a strategy. And so, hopefully, once you take the Dream Life Archetype quiz, you get your personalized strategy, and then you use the strategy to maneuver through life. You use the strategy to maneuver through your business or how you make money, and use the strategy to maneuver through how you set up your daily routine or your morning routine or your goal setting. So, inside of the archetype quiz, you get all of that. You get a morning routine based on your personality type. We tell you your strengths and your weaknesses, or your superpowers and your challenge. We tell you your daily mindset practice based on your archetype. We tell you your workflow, how you're going to work best. We tell you your goal setting and your accountability style to hold you accountable to your goals and the things that you want. So this personality quiz is kind of cool. One of my friends, so side tangent, one of my friends randomly told me that I needed to drop this quiz immediately. And so I was going to sit on it for a little bit longer, but they were like, no, you need to drop the quiz. So I dropped the quiz, and now we've got a video telling you about the quiz. And that is it. That's all we're chatting about today. So I hope that this was enjoyable and helpful. And Cookie said, it's me. Okay. And yeah, that is the Dream Life Archetype. The link for the quiz is going to be in the pin to the comments and also in the description box. Take the personality quiz, find out your personality, your Dream Life Archetype, and then create a strategy for yourself based on your superpowers and your challenges. You don't have to let them stop you, okay? You don't need to depend on somebody else. You don't need, to make up drama in your head about why things are so hard. It doesn't have to be hard. Follow the strategy, create your dream life. That's it, that's all. All right, guys, my name is Nija Sym. I help awake women create their dream life through manifestation and mindset. If you're having so much fun hanging out with me and you want to hang out some more, you should probably join Dream Life Academy. It is our private community full of awakened women on a mission to create their dream life. I dropped the archetype quiz in the community yesterday, and again, I had so much fun. The ladies telling me their archetypes and what they thought about it and if it resonated or not. So check it out. I love you. I'll chat with you guys. I'll probably see you tomorrow because we're locked in and we're committed. All right. I love you. I'll see you then. Bye.